Hi, this is Derek Tsai from LearnByBlogging.com. Today I want to give you a quick review of this book called The Future of the Mind by Dr. Michio Kaku. That's the author's name, Michio Kaku. This is reading this book is like reading science fiction with the real science explained by the real scientist. As an engineer, I particularly like Dr. Kaku's technical ability to separate out the science from the fiction, especially on some of the popular topics that he mentioned. And also he mentioned, bring out a lot of interesting topic on movies related to some new movies like sci-fi movies like the iRobots, 2001 Space Odyssey, Matrix, Total Recall, and even the Planet of the Apes, etc. From the book, I can derive that the author really is a movie buff like myself, and many topics are covered in this book. You can check out a quick summary of the speech video by Dr. Kaku and the videos that I listed below in my blog. Let me outline. I don't want to go through the summary of the book. You can find out from a lot of even the video that he has. I just want to talk about some of the takeaways I take away from the book. So number one is that the brain is truly an amazing machine. It's capable of emotion, long-term, short-term memories. And also that we are good at reasonings and simulating the futures. So it consists of more than 100 billion neurons. It's a huge number. Number two is that the brain is he kind of draw the analogy that the brain is like a corporation, and most information is subconscious. So CEO is not aware, CEO being the command center, is not aware of what's going on in our body. And emotions are rapid decisions that are made independently at the very lower level. And there is constant clamoring for the CEO's attention. And finally, the decision was made by CEO in the command center, in the prefrontal cortex. And also the information flows are very hierarchical, very similar to a corporation. Number three is the author defined consciousness as the process of creating a model of the world using multiple feedback in various parameters such as temperatures, the space, the time in relation to others, in order to accomplish a goal. And for example, finding the maze and food and shelter. And three levels of consciousnesses. Level one is like a reptile. Look back, very simple, low end animals. Level two is create a model of their place relative to the other people, the others, such as this kind of forms the social animals with emotions, like dogs, cats. And level three are capable of simulating the future, like humans. So humor is a sign of the level three consciousness because it's surprised from our own simulating when we're simulating what the outcome should be. And then you got a punchline, and that's where you find the humor. And self-awareness is about creating a model of the world and simulating the future in which you appear, limited by the mirror test. You put yourself in the mirror. If you recognize the mirror, then you pass the mirror test of level three consciousness. A lot of the animals don't even have that kind of capability. Number four, telepathy. The reading of the mind is now possible through MRI machine, and which can be as small as a cell phone, and the matching of the brain patterns against a certain dictionary allow a machine to interpret what you are thinking. And number five, telekinesis is a mind controlling matter. This is already possible using the EEG and MRI to control external mechanical machines. The author talk about extending the control through the brain net and total immersion in entertainment and exoskeletons, and use of avatars and surrogates. So these are the kind of things that are possible through telekinesis. Number 6, it's now possible to record and download the memory from the brain, from the mice brain, and then replay it, upload it to the mice. It will take a few decades to do that for humans. A little bit complicated. When people can, at that time, then people can sharpen the knowledge they want and then just upload it. And there are benefits to erase certain memory to cure some post-traumatic disorder, PTSD. And once the person's memory can be downloaded and then uploaded, then it is what is preventing the person to live forever, leaving a legacy of memory and then upload it to someone in somewhere in the future through avatars and surrogates. So it's very provocative thinking there. Number 7, photographic memory is due to a brain's inability to forget. In the case like savant, they're forgetting, so they can remember a long strings of pi numbers or anything like that. So forgetting is turned out to be a very active process, requiring intervention by dopamine. So it actually requires work to forget. So think about that when you forget something that you're working very hard. Number 8 is what separates us humans from chimpanzees. Just about 1.5% of genes. The critical ones are the hairy, HARI, which folds our brain into into a lot of surface area, and the ASPM, which is the speech language center genes, and then the RIM941 gene was discovered recently to be unique only in Homo sapiens, so potentially scientists can tweak the ASPM genes and allow humans to evolve to be more intelligent, or even turn chimpanzees into humans if we know how to do that. So very interesting. Number 9 is due to the thermodynamic and the energy conservation reasons, our human brain seems to be maxed out in terms of intelligence level. So next time you can argue that if people don't think you are smart, because of thermodynamic reason. Number 10, dreams can potentially be projected into the contact lens of a sleeping person, and then reenact a dream. So, and also dream can be captured via MRI scan. Pretty interesting next time you dream. And number 11, many mental diseases like OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, due to various parts of the brain getting stuck in the infinite loop. So sometimes an extra neurotransmitter like serotonin can be given to reduce that symptom. And they are largely caused by a disruption of the delicate checks and balance between competing feedback loops that stimulate the future. So usually because one region of the brain is overactive or underactive. And also he's talked about the DBS, deep brain stimulation, can be used with some success. Number 12, talk about artificial intelligence. Today's robots are at level 1, which still have difficulty navigating in the real world. And like a worm or a very slow insect doesn't fly. Robots need to have emotion linked to a consciousness, especially empathy that can be valued by the owner of the robot, and then fear as a defense mechanism to protect themselves. And then the most difficult one of consciousness is about humor. I don't know what it is about humor that is very hard, takes a very high level of intelligence to understand. Some people don't even understand humor in normal humans. Number 13 is about reverse engineering the brain. The author suggests there are 3 methods to do that. One is to simulate the brain electronically with a computer. Number 2 is to map out the neural pathway of the living brains. And then number 3, decipher the genes that control the brain development. And they are, by doing, why do we want to reverse engineering the brain? By doing so, we can be number 1 to find the origin of certain mental diseases, and we can pinpoint precisely which cluster of the neurons are actually misfiring. And then number 3, we can help develop the artificial intelligence. Number 4 is determine how the long-term memories are stored. And number 5, which is more importantly, allowed immortality. And by having the understanding how brain work, we can probably particularly live forever. We can capture that, whatever is in the wetware. Number 14, as predicted by Dr. Ray Kurzweil, that by 2029, a $1,000 PC could be 1,000 times more powerful than a human brain, which can then be reverse engineered. And by 2055, a $1,000 PC will equal to the processing power of all the humans in the planet. And keep this date, 2045, which only about 30 years away, is the year of singularity, meaning that when the machine will surpass humans in intelligence. And that's a very brave prediction. And I hope Intel can live up to that, and I hope I can live to see that happen. And it'll be a very interesting thing to see. And number 15, traveling in space will require us to transfer our consciousness via light stream into an avatar or surrogate of some sort without our physical body. And because it is limited by the harshness of space travel. And a big chunk of the machine is trying to, or the expenses is actually to bring that physical body back. If we don't have to bring it back, that would save a lot of money, will actually make it happen more sooner. Number 16, and finally, our mind has evolved to the most intelligent wetware, almost 1,200 light years from the Earth. And that's how many light years it takes to find something like the Earth that might have that kind of intelligence. So we should be very grateful how lucky we are to be living in this planet. And thanks to this 3-pound flesh in our shoulder is a real masterpiece. So anyway, thanks for listening to the review, and thanks to this book, Dr. Michio Kaku, The Future of Mind. An excellent book if you are into science fiction and into physics and have trying to understand how the human mind works. All right, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you next time. Bye now.